Hi and welcome to Rockin' the Planet. I'm Shane and I'm so glad you could join me here to celebrate all that's great about New Zealand music. This week in our RTP studios, we get to chat with and welcome back home to New Zealand our own blues ambassadors to the US of A, the Flaming Mudcats. Craig Bracken, Doug Bygrave and Ian Thompson will give us the lowdown on their recent American adventure. But before we meet my guest VIPs, let's see who's been rocking the planet this week. Well, it was just 7 months ago, last February in fact, the founding member of the Eagles, singer-guitarist Glenn Frey, died after a long illness with intestinal problems. After his death, fellow Eagles member Don Henley swore that it was to be the end of the Eagles, that they would never play again, claiming that Glenn Frey's death was a fitting end to the band. Seems Don Henley's having a change of heart. He seems to want a reunion of sorts. He's been bandying around the idea of replacing Glenn Frey with his son, Deacon Frey. Don Henley has been singing Deacon Frey's praises, telling all and sundry what a wonderful singer and guitarist he is. He would definitely only consider an Eagles reunion if Deacon was in the band. Currently, all living members of the Eagles are working on solo projects. Sounds like a good idea to me, but anyway, it's time to meet my first VIPs, and tonight I am so excited to be inviting two of the Flaming Mudcats sitting here in the hot seat right now. I've got Mr. Ian Thompson, the drummer.
How are you?
And I've got Doug Bygrave, the guitar player. It's good to see you guys. Of course, there's more of you, and we'll have some more of you on the stage in a minute, but welcome home from America, the good old US of A.
Thank you.
Apparently you've had a fantastic trip over there, you guys. You've just been taking the blues to them in the USA, and you went to where? Whereabouts did you go to?
Went to Austin first for a week, and had the chance to play there, and then we headed up to Chicago and played the club there and a festival in Rockford, which is just outside Chicago.
Now Austin, Texas. I mean, Austin is quite a country sort of music thing in my mind, but a lot of blues there?
Well, there's everything there. There's Tex-Mex, there's the blues. It's a real crossroads. There's a lot of new bands and that there. They have Austin City Limits, which is, I think they have 1,500 bands in there in a week or a couple of weeks. It's huge. So it's a great melting pot. They call it the sort of entertainment capital of the world, and it pretty much is.
Now, you're a blues band, obviously, from New Zealand, and I mean, what do the Americans think of you guys turning up and playing their music to them, sort of, here we are, guys. You must have a different slant on it compared to the American version.
Well, I think, a lot of the feedback we had was that people over there were pretty impressed that I think that a band from America was, New Zealand, was kind of dug their type of music. Yeah. And it made the effort to get over there, and
the influence had spread so far, that was a big thing, and they were just interested in the way we played, and
and you're playing a lot of original music too to them. So.
Yeah, we made a point of just playing only original music essentially. No point going over there to play
standards
Chicago.
From their own homegrown blues artists.
No, can't compete with
them. And
them.
who are you rubbing shoulders with there? You're playing with other musicians, or working with a lot of American blues artists and musicians?
There's a few of those type of dudes in Chicago at the festival. A few of the Chicago stalwarts, say, like Willie Buck and a guy called Rockin Johnny Berger and Ted Robinson.
Rockin Johnny Berger. Yeah. That's a good name.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Sounds good. He sounds cool.
Yeah.
Obviously he is.
And but in Austin, it's like everyone's a musician. The guys pumping gas.
It's like Hollywood. When we go there, I'm an
players,
actor. At the barman, I'm an actor. Yeah. So it's same in Austin. Everyone's a musician.
And a lot of the great session guys turn up in different bands in the night, like Speedy Sparks and guys like that, and the range of music is great. That Americana, the influence with the from bluegrass to Tex-Mex to blues, everything, country, swing, western swing, everything is all in there.
But the nice thing is that you guys just fit it in. You just fit it in.
Well, we like to think we did, but they might say a different story.
Well, you didn't get deported, did you?
No.
close to it, no? And you partied hard while you were there, you met the guys, and apparently, I mean, you went to some great clubs with the guys, the musician friends and things.
Yeah,
They would have taken you out on the town, surely.
The one night that I had to
have
ever sleep, these guys met up with Buddy Guy, and I got the only night when I had to ever sleep.
Well, Craig, who we'll talk to later, will have a bit of story on that one. But we met Buddy Guy at the club here, and Craig managed to get up and have a jam on the stage here. At Legends,
oh man!
Yeah, and I slept through it.
You slept through it?
Yeah.
Now, look, your background. I've got to talk a little bit about the Flaming Mudcats' background. Now, Ian, I found out only today that you were the drummer for a band in the mid-60s, I'd say 1965. I remember.
Yeah, starting,
Earlier than that, 1964, I went along to see you play at a place called the Top 20.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Top 20 was a little club up in Durham Lane there that became the 40 Native Village, and then it became
Grandpas
and grannies and things. Now, you were playing there in a group called the Dark Ages.
That's right.
Long hair down to here. I mean, before the Pleasers, you were down there. You had the hair down here. And you played Roadrunner, the Bo Diddley song, and all the R&B stuff like the Pretty Things, and there were a few of the other bands in that era.
Downliners
the Downliners sect, that was it. I couldn't think of it. But yeah, so I'm fascinated. What was it like? Was that your first big band? I mean,
it was really. The bass player and I were at school together, and we both discovered that we liked the similar music. And he said, "Oh, there's this band going that we're trying to get together." And so I remember it was something like an Easter weekend or something. I went out to Papakura and Clive Colson's house, and
Clive Colson, he was the lead singer.
Yeah, and there I was introduced to the other guys, Mick Sibley and Daryl, who also went to the same school, and I didn't even know. And we put this thing together, and it was magic. So it was the first sort of band straight out of school. I loved it.
Well, when I first saw the band, it was like a house on fire. It just went bam. They came out, and it was like, whoa, these guys are cool. I couldn't now. If I went back, I'd probably have a little more look at the musicianship and so on.
That's right.
But the excitement.
There was a lot of energy.
The energy. It was all about energy then.
Yeah.
And you guys come out and you looked the part, and I hadn't seen guys with that hair that long at that time. Yeah. We were on the cusp of Cliff Richard and the Shadows and the Beatles and the Stones thing, just changing over. Yeah. So and you were outrageous at that stage. I mean, it was like, wow, we got our own group, the Pretty Things group, the Dark Ages, great name. Blew me away, and Clive was out there shaking his maracas and doing his thing and dancing around.
Yeah. I'm the last man standing.
And you're the only man now standing of the band. All the others are passed on.
Yeah. Although Red came in later on, Red McKelvey.
Still a great musician.
And Red's still around. He lives down in South Island.
Top country musician.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, but the original lineup, that's it.
Okay.
So,
interesting stuff. Fantastic. So, and then you moved on, progressed, obviously, and your career's unfolded, and now you are a flaming mudcat.
Yeah.
Wait. Gold star.
Yes.
Now, Doug, you are you younger than Ian? I don't know.
Oh man!
I'm trying to be nice.
Hey, I'll pay you that $20.
I think I got a fraction more here if you look closely. Yeah.
But I'm asking because when did you start in your music? Musicology.
I started as a teenager playing guitar, and I was just always into the blues at the start, and played for a few years, and then pretty much.
And what year was this? I can ask if you were a teenager. We're going to get it out of here.
Mid-80s, yeah.
Mid-80s, so you really took an interest in the blues straight away?
Just blues, that's all I really liked to play back then. And then played it for a few bands down in the Bay of Plenty for a few years. And
so whereabouts? Are you Napier?
Tauranga.
Tauranga, okay.
Yeah.
So you're a Tauranga boy,
Yeah.
And that's where you learn. And a lot of great musos down there.
Yeah, still, it's a real hotbeat of it.
Huge scene down there. Yeah. A lot of talent flying.
It's incredible, isn't it, down in
Tauranga? It's something in the water, definitely, and the sunshine. I think maybe they get a bit of sunshine down there.
There's a lot going on down there, and all sorts of music too.
So, what brought you back up to Auckland?
Work and family and.
Work and family.
Making a living.
So you're a married man, and you had to get a proper job.
Yes, hell yeah.
Everyone has to get a proper job when they get married, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Are you married, Ian?
Yes.
You say that with quite well.
No. Very happy. Hello, dear.
Not trying to get you in any sort of trouble. They're good guys. They really are well behaved. They are tonight anyway.
So we've been together about 7 years now, haven't we, the band?
Yeah, I think it's coming to the 8th year, isn't it? Yeah.
That's a long time for a band these days, especially in the blues field, because a lot of blues musicians tend to swap around and play here and there and whatever. But this lineup's been together for, like you say, 8 years. You've got a bass player now. What's his name?
Sean
Couldn't be here tonight, but Sean, great bass player, and he's been with you right through from the beginning.
He writes a lot of the songs too.
Yeah, and so he writes a lot. Yeah. So it's amazing to have a great lineup. Well, we're going to catch you here now. I've got a clip of you live at the Thirsty Dog. And I love the Thirsty Dog. Great gig, good atmosphere, good vibe, and suits the blues perfectly. It's a lot like the small blues clubs you get in Chicago and so on. I must ask you about that. What was it like playing in Chicago? Did you have to duck the bullets and all that sort of stuff? I'll ask you about that in a moment. But first of all, we're going to say, Up Jump the Devil. This is an old blues standard. And here are the Flaming Mudcats. Up Jump the Devil, the Flaming Mudcats. Wow, yes, do these guys rock. I love them. Guys, live gigs. Have you got any live gigs coming up very soon?
We've got a few coming up. We're at Terry Flat in a couple of weeks, aren't we?
And there's a festival in Gisborne in November, late November.
Yeah, so the guys, look out for the Flaming Mudcats. Look them up online. You've got a website?
Yep. Yes, theflamingmudcats.com.
Yeah, .com. There you go, simple.
And on our Facebook page.
And on Facebook, of course. We're all on Facebook, aren't we? Oh, but yeah, fantastic. So that'll tell you where the guys are playing, and you mustn't miss out. And now, well, guys, I've just got to say thanks. Ian, it's been a real pleasure to meet someone from the Dark Ages. Well, I couldn't miss out on that one, could I? And you, Doug. It's great to have you here. Like, wonderful stuff. Now, we'll be back very soon with another Flaming Mudcat, Mr. Craig Bracken, the front man with a harmonica. Welcome back to Rockin' the Planet, and of course, my next VIP, Mr. Craig Bracken, the frontman and harmonica player for the Flaming Mudcats. Welcome, Neil.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Ian's taken another seat. We did the little shuffle, and he's gone over there, but he's going to keep you company.
Yeah, he looks better over
He
here.
does, he does. And of course, Doug's over there somewhere in the green room. There he is, wait. All right. Anyway, Craig, welcome home from the States. I know the guys have already said you had a fantastic trip. You must have some good stories. I looked at some of the photos online of you out there with cowboy hats on and, you know, chaps and, hey, man, and rolling your 6 guns. You were having a good time over there.
Yeah, we are. We were. Yeah, we had a good time. We saw some sights we hadn't seen before and met some people that we haven't met before. And, yeah, we walked the streets and it We saw.
You walked the streets.
We walked the streets.
Time's that tough.
So Sixth Street, walking the street was quite hard in the middle of the night. There's that many people. So.
But I said, well, you got up and jammed with a couple of the other guys were telling me that you jammed with Buddy Guy. I mean, that must have been
No, not with Buddy Guy. At Buddy Guy's club.
at his club.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, with another
Some other guys.
a band that was performing that
Top
night.
notch.
So, yeah, oh, great band. Yeah, Had album of the year or something. You said.
And they were
Not
short
that
of a
we heard it,
harmonica
but-
player. Or?
Yeah, there was no harmonica place. There's definitely space for him.
Right.
Two
You're playing
people.
some great harp, by the way.
Oh, thank you very
You
much.
really, I mean, it's been, what, 2.5 years or whatever since I've seen you. You've been on the show.
Yeah.
And the guys, you've gone from strength to strength. You know, you're doing some fantastic music. And you're singing well. And I think you might have put on a couple of pounds while you've been away. I don't know.
I'll tell you what, it's biscuits and gravy.
Yeah, American burgers. They feed you well over there, don't they?
Oh, yeah, you order a meal, you get a meal, eh?
Yeah. What would be the highlight of your American trip, though?
Well, see, I had the first half of it with the band, and the second half with my wife driving. But, you know.
So your wife
it's-
went with you, or
No, she came over halfway through the.
okay, met you after
Yeah,
you'd done all
yeah.
the hard work?
Yeah, after we'd blown ourselves out, I suppose. But yeah, no, we just. I think the highlight of when we were sort of together as a band. I think it's playing together. We played at Friends. We had a good night there. We met some people, and they helped us get into the club, and we performed there. And then, of course, playing the party for Rockin' Johnny up in Chicago.
Rocking Johnny.
Yeah, Rockin' Johnny Burger. We had a party.
Burger,
Had a
that's a
party in
great
a
name.
little juke joint in out the back of Chicago somewhere. So we sort of we opened the night,
Yeah.
and had a lot of friends come and met a lot of people, and then. The next day we played the festival up in
And
Rockford.
the audience loved you, obviously.
Yeah,
Went down
we
treat.
didn't have anything thrown at us, so
No, I saw
And
you
nobody
went
shot
down
at us either. No.
well, we had compliments.
I got to say, Ian was telling me a little story about a club you went to. One of the chaps there had this little thing. He said, "Am I allowed to say shit on here?" Well, who knows? You're saying it anyway. But it was a little. What was it? It was a chicken competition.
No, it was Dale Watson, and it was at the Continental
Dale
Club.
Watson is
and he's a country guy, and he
Country
breaks
music
it-
singer?
Sorry.
a singer.
Yeah, he's real
Yeah.
top line guy.
Yeah.
And he has this game that he plays. It's like a game show. It's called Chicken Shit Bingo, you know. And the people buy. It's just like bingo or lotto sort of thing. And what they do is that they've got a board out the back that's divided up in 100 squares, and you buy a square for $2.
Okay.
All right, a numbered square. And then once they're all sold, they let this chicken run around.
It's like a raffle.
And it craps on a square.
Oh.
Yeah, and whichever one it craps on, they're the winner.
They're the winner.
You know, but that's only the first part. The second part is that he gets them up on stage, and it's like a game show thing. And you have to be there, but it goes on, and the crowd absolutely love it. And we were fascinated with this chicken shit bingo. So
Yeah,
hey,
they must feed the chicken up. Like,
Yeah, and,
keep eating.
yeah,
That's got a lot of shitting to do over the night, isn't
we
it?
could franchise it in New Zealand or something.
We need more chicken.
So that's what all that chicken shit's about.
Yeah, that's
Ian.
it.
Yeah. Oh, well. Okay, so that's one of the sidelines that you had.
Yeah.
Well, you digressed a little bit. But you went out and had a good time. You had a good look around the sights and that, Craig?
Yeah, we drove and we saw the Alamo. The Alamo and museums.
Now,
and
I
we had a look
know
around.
the Kiwi thing goes down a treat, doesn't it? Everywhere you go. I mean, you go to Britain and Europe, everyone loves Kiwis. Same thing in America?
Yeah, they're quite. They're trying to work out where you're from. I think
Yeah.
you get called an Australian
Yeah, usually.
Or-
They love the accent,
Or
but
English.
Yeah, they love
that's the catch.
Yeah.
or English. So, yeah. Oh,
So you're the only guy that took his wife on this trip
yeah.
in the band?
Yeah.
The
Well,
other
we'll
guys?
see. We all went over the band. The boys went home. Then I carried on.
They came back. I see.
Yeah, they came back.
You took an extra sojourn, got
Yeah.
out and saw a bit of the country.
Yeah.
Yeah. Musically, do you feel them stimulated when you've been there and you come back now after seeing the American way of doing it, the music? and
Hugely,
things?
yeah, inspired, invigorated.
Yeah.
Lots of new ideas, and it's like a shot in the
Yeah.
arm, a huge tonic, you know.
Because I know when I do come back here, sometimes you get that sort of that holiday blues feeling. You know, you settle down, you're still on slow motion from wherever you've been, and back here it's like, oh, I want to go back on holiday. It's really hard work to get back, adjust back to real life. And are you feeling that at the moment musically or anything?
Yeah, I just go straight back into work and all. Try and catch a break.
And all you want to do, you think about your music and writing some new songs.
Yeah. Here's a lot of that. Just
Are we thinking about a new album?
We're thinking about it. We've got a bit of material that we're sort of playing around with, and hopefully we can put something together next year. So,
isn't it a wonderful thing though when you get over there, you realise they're just musicians like us. We're all the same. We're one big potpourri. You know, the world is a big place, and there used to be this thing. The Kiwi would think, "Oh no, but they're fantastic over there." Many of the musicians are probably not up to the standard that you're at. You know, did you feel?
Yeah, I thought in the space that we played, we held our own. You know, to be honest. But you know, there's that higher echelon that's way up there that it would be not impossible, but I mean it would be extremely difficult.
Established.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. Yeah. But the average guys,
slap things and tricks. And, you know, this is banter and the
stagecraft, like the stagecraft.
Stagecraft, and that's a big part of the show. You know, for a lot of the established artists, you know, that's where you get through to your audience.
But the thing is, also the other thing too is that a lot of those guys are playing for tips. You know, the tip jar makes a lot in a night. I mean, they do okay, but I mean, it's not a set. A lot of it's not a set fee for them.
Yeah, especially in Austin and Nashville, and so a lot of the bars there, most people just play for the jar.
Yeah.
Whoever, it's like busking basically.
But they have a cutie who walks around and she's got cut-offs and cowboy boots and I can't talk about that.
And rolls her eyes.
Yeah, and
shakes her little
yeah,
booty.
and of course the tips go in a lot easier.
Fair enough. Now look, Craig, another whisper. You're a harmonica player. You're a front man. You're singing. I believe you're learning the sax at the moment. You're really busy rehearsing the sax.
Oh yeah, when time is available.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it's going to be a great addition to the band.
I'd like, I play it every now and then, but just trying to get myself into it and learn to play it properly.
You're modest, man.
It's another lifetime of learning. Yeah, it's like any instrument.
Now, this song that you wrote, I'm going to feature a song now. It's called Heavy. Now, how did you get that title?
Well, Sean McCarthy wrote the song, and
this your bass player?
Yeah, it's sort of a swing sort of thing, and I don't know. I mean, I'm sure he's got in his head what he's writing about.
I love the song.
But it's about basically a guy who likes the bigger ladies, I think.
And he likes to rock and roll.
Yeah. I think that's where it's coming.
But it's a beautiful guitar solo. Doug does a nice solo in this. I just like the solo. I don't know. It's a nice mellow sound, and it really attracted me to the song, and so I'm going to play it just for the audience anyway. Here they are, Flaming Mudcats and Heavy.
Take her toll, and getting satisfied. She likes to rock and roll. We never have a morning before the girl can eat. She told me leave the kitchen and you can't stand the heat. She's a heavy mama. Sure does take her toll, and getting satisfied. She likes to rock and roll.
what a beautiful solo. I told you it was, didn't I? I love that guitar playing. Oh, Doug, he's a real asset to you guys, isn't he? Huh? Now, it's time for my classic Kiwi clip. And you guys, now, do you remember a guy called Grant Chilcott?
Yeah.
He sort of, he lived the dream of being 20s and 30s, the crooner. He crooned his way into our lives over the 80s. He was huge in the 80s, and he just passed away recently, 2 weeks ago, over a long illness that he'd had, and very sad thing that he's gone. And I just want to pay tribute to him. And we got a beautiful song that he recorded way back in the 80s when he had a group called Wentworth Brewster. Grant Chilcott with Sand in My Shoes.
Sand in my shoes, sand from Havana, calling me to that ever so heavenly shore, calling me back to you once more. Deep in my veins, the sensuous strains of a soft guitar. Deep in my soul, the thunderous roll of a tropic sea. Under the stars, that was Havana. You are the moonlit memory I can't seem to lose. That's why my life's an endless cruise.
The wonderful Grant Chilcott. Well, rest in peace, Grant. We love you, Grant, and we'll never forget you. You're a great entertainer, and you'll be sadly missed. You guys, I want to thank you too for being here tonight. Craig, fantastic having you here, and
Thank
Ian.
you, Shane.
And we're going to get Doug over here. Get over here, Doug. It's good to see you guys. The Flaming Mudcats, fantastic band. Get out and see them. And if you want to play music like the Flaming Mudcats, you go along to the Music Education Centre. It offers lessons for people of all ages, child or adult, it doesn't matter. The Music Education Centre have centres right across Auckland, and they are more than happy to help you choose whatever instrument suits you. Give them a call right away on 0800 893939 and start making your own music. The Music Education Centre. Well, thanks again to my VIP guests, the Flaming Mudcats, New Zealand's own exports of the blues. Thanks for joining me here on Rockin' the Planet. I'm Shane. I'll be here same time, same place next week. And until then, keep on rockin'!